The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com. Barbecue provided by Kenny's Rib Wagon, catering ribs for your pleasure and serving daily at Plaza Pub, 62nd and Douglas in Des Moines across from Merle Hay Mall. Find Kenny's Rib Wagon on Facebook. Welcome to the Gospel Road. We're going to look at Colossians 3 today. Kind of had a few things in my brain. They're kind of not there right now. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. It says, "If then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things that are above, not things that are on earth. For you have died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you, sexual immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry. On account of these, the wrath of God is coming. In these you too once walked where you were living in them. But now you must put away anger, wrath, malice, slander, and obscene talk from your mouth, but not to lie to one another, seeing that you have put off the old self with its practices, and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator. Here there is not Greek or Jew, circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave, free, but Christ is all and in all. Put on then God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another. And if one has a complaint against another, forgive each other as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do, in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus. Give thanks to God the Father through him. Wives, submit yourselves to your husbands as it is fitting to the Lord. Husband, love your wives, and do not be harsh with them. Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. Fathers, do not provoke your children, lest they become discouraged. Bondservants, obey in everything those who are earthly masters, not by way of eye service as people pleasers, but with sincerity of heart, fearing the Lord. Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as a reward. You are serving the Lord Christ. For the wrongdoer will be paid back for the wrong he has done, and there is no partiality. Colossians 3. The important pieces that we are looking here are those ways of putting away. And we always hear those, put away this, don't do this. It's always those don'ts. You always hear the don'ts, but what about the do's? The compassion, the kindness. That's what we need to look to. Humility, meekness, patience. I have a friend who they do that, find your word every year, and that is your word for the year, and then they're to really work on that. Patience, I know, is a word that I've had some friends that need to work with. In fact, I know there's times that I've had to work on patience in my life. In fact, I was talking with a friend of mine, and one of the ways that they deal with working on that patience is every time they go to the grocery store, what do? We always find the shortest line to get out of there. Well, they find the longest line and then stand there and wait. to work on that patience, to get through that. What are the steps that you're taking to better yourself, to be that better person that's going to help you in all aspects of life? Physically, mentally, spiritually. Loving one another, being there, helping others when they need it. When they fall, picking them back up, not kicking them back down. We are all children of God. We are all the same, in a way. We are individuals. We think in our own ways. But the bottom line is we need to treat each other with respect and love. And it does not matter who you are or what it is that you do. But showing that love, helping out others when they are struggling at work, at home, helping them the best way that you can to get them to where they need to be. Again, moving up in life is taking those with you. So you're not the only one making those strides. There are others making those strides with you. We really need to work on ourselves every day to really become the best that we can be. And it is a constant journey of us doing that. Colossians 3 is what was looked at today. And it's being there for one another, helping one another. Towards the end, it's talking about the whole wives submit to your husbands. And are those fighting words with many women. But the thing is, it goes both ways. It's not just wives submitting to their husbands, but again, like it says, husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh. You have kids, don't provoke your kids. You work for a terrible boss, don't look at it that you're working for a terrible boss, but you're doing what you're doing for God. Look through it in different eyes. How can you make things better? Now, you're dealing with a hostile work environment. That is not easy to deal with. But until you can find a better place, a non-toxic place to be, you have to get through that. You have to make that work every day. I mean, I get it. You go to work in fear every day. And that can be in different things, either being a hostile work environment because of the people you work with, or going to work every day and not certain that you're really going to have a job because you just have no job security. You don't have that feeling when you walk in those front doors. So how do I get through this day without the extra stress, the extra pressure? Colossians 3. Read through that. How does it help you? How does it make you that better person? How does it get you to that next step that you need to be? Again, helping us in all aspects of life. Body, mind, and soul. Getting them to work in syncly together. I'll be honest, my body not very in sync this week because I didn't make it to the gym as much as I normally do. Kind of upset about that. But it was just such a busy week. There's so many things going on. I just wasn't able to pull that off. Which puts a lot of thoughts in my mind of, before this whole pandemic happened and we were having these busy lives and we had no time to do anything. And then all of a sudden, the world came to a halt. And then we're all saying, we're not going to get that busy again. And now things are starting to open up a little again. And we're getting back into that same thing. What changed? Now, of course, sometimes we don't have that option. It's what's expected from us. And they kind of take the life over. But we try to do the best we can. Colossians 3. Read that. How does it help you today to be that better person? Again, being better today than we were yesterday. Being better tomorrow than we are today. You enjoyed this. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to share it with others on social media. You can find me on social media, both Facebook and Twitter at My Buddy Jimmy. Also on YouTube at My Buddy Jimmy 101 and my website at MyBuddyJimmy.com, which you can find my other podcasts that I share as well. Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. Have a great day. God bless.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.